from Zoom to YouTube and preparing to live stream the meeting. See if it works. Doing the in between. We've got everybody. I see them. Perfect. You know what perfect is? Perfect is perfect. Okay. And Tessa, we kind of see just your forehead part in your hair. It'll be good for, when we do a salon, give consultations. You can do that, Tessa, too, using AI generated, right? Where we'll do how does she look? Does she look better with her part in the middle, part on the side? And we can do AI generated where your part is. I never know where your part's supposed to be. I guess it'll try to figure out your symmetry, right? On your face, where's the part supposed to be? Okay, that's perfect. And everyone else coming up to speed. All right. So welcome everybody. Today we have a busy day. I want to start continuing talking about our project. Your proposals should have been approved by me. If it hasn't been approved, we'll end a few minutes early to make sure that it's approved. Reach out directly today in the chat to Daniel, let him know that your proposal hasn't been approved. Those that I said, put it on your audit area, which proposal has been approved by Dr. Rush, and put that in, and we need to continue on for our next weeks in process. So what today I want to do is continue with our project. Once we have our proposal, we'll connect with Wix. That'll be my academic partnership with Wix allows us to do the business plan where we'll get more storage. We'll get a way to do Zoom conferencing with Wix. They have an API as well. We'll be able to do that, as well as getting more storage. You'll be uploading videos, doing tutorials on some of the AI tools that you'll be looking at and using. And on Wednesday, we'll also look at another API called Voice API, where everybody remember 1-800-CHAT-GPT. Alexa, you remember that? 1-800. What is that? Alexa, what is 1-800-CHAT-GPT?
Isn't it the call line for the
Right.
AI?
So if you take out your phone, Alexa. You have a phone right there, right? And basically everybody do that. If you take out your phone and you go to your phone and then go to your keypad, how would you call 1-800-CHAT-GPT? Do you know the phone number? Or Alexa, what's the phone number of 1-800-CHAT-GPT?
Is it 1-800-242-8478?
Yeah, why? Because 2 is what? 2 is C, right? Right. H is 4, right? 2 is A, and T is what? T is 8, and GPT, right? It matches those numbers. Call it. And you can put it on speakerphone. Speaker.
Hi, I'm ChatGPT, an AI assistant. Just so you know, our conversation may be reviewed for safety. By continuing this call, you agree to OpenAI's terms and privacy policy. So, how can I help you today?
Or ask about what is cloud computing.
What is cloud computing?
Cloud computing is a way of delivering various computing services over the internet, like servers, storage, databases, networking, software, and more. Instead of owning physical hardware, you access these resources on demand from a cloud provider, which can be more flexible and cost-effective.
What are the benefits?
What are the benefits?
Cloud computing offers several benefits. It's cost-effective since you only pay for what you use. It's scalable, allowing you to easily adjust resources to meet demand. There's also greater reliability with data backup and recovery, and you can access your services from anywhere with an internet connection. Plus, it frees up your IT team to focus on more strategic tasks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. So what's the difference between that versus have you ever used ChatGPT before?
Yeah.
In what format?
Like Safari, like just like
Okay, so Safari. So basically in this one, so how do they do that? It's a phone number, and they basically attach a language model or chatbot to that phone number. That phone number has to be what we call real-time linkable. So any phone, your phone number, whatever it is, Alexa, couldn't just gain access to a chatbot right away. It has what we call a vanity number. By the way, did I record? I recorded, Scott. It has what we call a vanity phone number. Have you ever heard of a vanity phone number? A vanity phone number spells something, just like 1-800-CHAT-GPT. So it has that vanity. It's almost like vanity license plates. Have you ever seen that? Where they'll have vanity license plates. Instead of numbers, they'll have words there. We've used something like Notebook LM. You've done that, right, Alexa? Where you put the sources in and it creates, for instance, a podcast. What they have now is they have phone numbers that are linkable in real time that you can attach a chatbot to that phone. And there's services that allow you to do that. What I want for our project, Alexa, is if we can get vanity numbers that describe maybe our services that we provide, attach it to our website, and just like Notebook LM, when you press that you could join in and answer, it could basically give you a podcast. It would be like ChatGPT, but instead of ChatGPT talking generically, you would answer questions about your business. Do you understand that, Alexa? And then what I'd really like to see, besides us creating this, and this is something, Daniel, that I didn't discuss enough with you, is to go out to businesses that are similar to that and see, would they be interested in something like that? Like, for instance, the development office at the university, where they reach out to alumni, Daniel, would it be useful for them to have that chatbot phone number, let's say Go Canes or something, or USA, whatever, and would they be interested? And because what we're doing is I'm showing you a lot of new technologies, but is there really an interest in it? Because you can be offering all these services that sound neat, but does anyone ever want it? Do you understand, Daniel, what I'm saying here? And I'm exposing everybody and say, oh, that's cool. But in business, it's beyond being cool. In business, I want to serve a need. So one of the things that'd be interesting for students to do is just in general go out and actually, once they have it on their website, the phone, because once you see it, for instance, Alexa, if I tell you vanity phone number, you have no idea what that meant unless you call 1-800-CHAT-GPT and, how do I get one? And somebody will say, well, what's the number? Well, you look at that's the number, right? And then even when I asked professionals in the field, I said, have you ever called 1-800-CHAT-GPT? They said, no. I said, what do you think is on the other end? They have no clue. And they said, well, I guess somebody answers. You know, they didn't even equate. You understand, Daniel? They didn't even equate. That's really ChatGPT. And then when they say, oh, wow, yeah, now you get it, right? For the demonstration, Alexa. So that's what I'm thinking, Daniel, that it'd be interesting for the students to do is once they have it in their website, reach out just informally as almost like a survey that they're not even selling anything, but would this be of interest to you? Where would you use it? Because not all businesses would want it, right? What if I would have it? So it's that way. So I want to do it. So do you understand, Alexa? So on Wednesday, what we're going to do is that's what we're going to do. Not only get a phone number and attach a bot to it, an assistant, and then we can basically change the sources, you know, put in sources about maybe our website, about some of our other services. But what I'd like to do is see if we can get a number that spells something, which is not easy to do because what about 0? Look at your keypad, Alexa. Everybody open up their phone and look at their keypad. Alex, did you look at your keypad? What letters does 0 have on your keypad? Alex.
It just has a star or plus.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything. What about 1?
Nothing.
Nothing. So 0s and 1s, they're not going to be good on our phone number, right? Because they're not going to spell unless we say maybe we're number 1 or something, or like maybe 0 trust. You got it, Alex? The idea. So it almost is. It'd be great. We'll use some. And you can search it of how do I convert, and maybe for preparation for Wednesday, Alex, you can look on the web or look for how do I find programs that convert telephone numbers, you know, phone numbers to spell something. And we can start using that where the difference here on 1-800, what's the difference between 1-800 and let's say 786, Graham?
1-800 is for businesses.
But what is it in terms of costs?
The 1-800s and like, what do you mean?
Business, does that cost the business?
Yes.
Yes. And what about regular phone numbers?
No.
They don't. So,
Yeah.
you know, you'd have unlimited, you know, once I have it. So what I want to do, the difference with, I don't want to use 1-800 numbers for us because what? Because for our experiments, I don't want to spend a dime. Because if I'm not going to make a dime, I don't want to spend it, especially it's a learning environment that we're doing. Just like with Wix, if I can get us to be upgraded, that's fine. But if I don't want any of you to spend any money until there's a reason for it and say, hey, we can generate revenue, then yeah. So I don't want to use 1-800 number. So for the area code, like 786, look at 786, Graham. Everybody look at your tab, basically look at your phone. And when you see 786, Ethan, does it spell anything? Who can tell me what 786 could spell? A word. Dylan, did you look at it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Anybody? First one gets the keys to Mercedes. It's
Sun.
extra credit.
Sun.
What?
Sun.
Fun, great. Fun. Basically, 7 is fun with
No,
F.
sun. Sun with an S.
Okay, sun, great. So it could be suntan you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great, Morgan? Right. Wouldn't that be great? Suntan, you know, Gen AI or something. Great. So that's great. What else besides sun? You're on a roll, Morgan. Instead of it rhymes with sun.
Run.
Good. You got it. Perfect, Morgan. So you understand? So you could say run airwebs or something, you know, or run or something. So that's what I want to look at. Whether all those, what we're going to be using is we're going to be using a new startup. It's called VAPI. And V is for voice and API. Have you heard about API, Morgan, it's application program interface. So instead of the regular program interface, it's the voice program interface.ai. So we'll be looking at that, and they let us choose per Gmail account, they let us use 10 numbers that we can try out. So some of them I don't even want to try out, but those like something like that or USA, I know I tried some numbers with USA, you understand that? And it'd be interesting that each group you have, let's say 3 to 4 people in your group, each of you try to find some numbers, and those that get the best number or the closest, then you'll use it for your project. And then you can then put in you can change the prompts, and then you have already a chatbot attached to your number. Understand, Morgan? Right?
Yes, makes sense.
Makes sense. And then we'll see, but it makes sense only afterwards to see what type of companies want something like that. Because you can give a service like that, but if nobody wants it, or we need to adapt it. So that's my idea that we'll do on Wednesday. You got it? So let me do this a little bit. Let me share with you our what's due section, and then I'll have Daniel, if you don't mind, Daniel, kindly that you'll show them just kind of like their overview if they haven't done the Wix of what we want them to do for Wednesday. So, and Wednesday, once we get that done, that's why it's important to keep up and not slack off, because every week we're going to be doing another project here. So I know this is our class. Let me see. Is this J? This is J. So what's the first thing I need to do is I want to go to what's due. I want my editor off. So you see, I see what you're about. So basically, did you see that, Alexa? We had due this week. We had the tech guy, cloud computing, and you already can speak to what? ChatGPT, you asked them about it, right? Cloud computing. You have the readings, you have an adaptive assignment, and your quizzes. And for this Wednesday, you have your final project part 2, upgrade Wix and collaborate. You have the artificial intelligence, the assignment, and the quizzes. And there's one thing else I'd like you to do and pay attention to is everybody go to web links. Everybody see web links? You see that, Alexa? Web links. On web links, I have the 2 first links I want you to look at. One is a couple of questions. What is cloud computing? What are some examples by industry? And what's the next one? What are cloud computing? What are the benefit? What are the types of cloud computing? Public, private, and hybrid. What are the types of cloud services? Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, and what are the uses? Alexa, do you think these look like good questions for the exam?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll put that in what's due.
Yeah. Be so kind and look at those 2. Thank you so much for Wednesday. I appreciate it. And then you can do that for all 3 sections. I usually don't even have
Yes.
to tell you. You're so good. You read my mind. And if you look at it, it's basically what is cloud computing, right? Cloud computing is what? On demand. And basically, Alexa, you know this already, but every software that you've used already is what? It's really in the cloud. What does it mean in the cloud? It means on a browser going to the internet, right? And it's pay-as-you-go pricing. So if I think about pay-as-you-go pricing, Graham, what does that mean?
It means you pay as you use the service.
Yeah, it's like electricity, right?
Yep.
You turn on the air, you pay more, right? In August in Miami, you're paying your electrical bill as basically more than in March, right? Or in February, right? Pay as you go. And instead of buying and owning, right, you access those services, even like hardware, those data center, those services Graham, we start together. What is your project? Which one are you going to do? What proposal?
I believe we were doing the like therapy.
Okay, that's great. I love that. I think that, you know what I'd love, Graham, too, is actually go to counselors and go to peers, see if they're interested in something like that. See if they're interested in those services, and even as a phone number that I'm going to call, like, you know, is there any kind of stress exercise that I can do before my exam to help me calm down or something like that? See if they're interested. And instead of, if we did that, I'm saying to you, what do you think if we buy a whole bunch of computers to do this in a year? Do you think the value of those computers are going to go up or down or stay the same? Down. So why invest in all of this? We don't even know if our business is going to succeed. So, and then if we get really popular, then whatever I got was not going to be enough. So I can expand with. So there's a video here on how to do it, who's using it, what are the benefits, what does agility mean, Graham?
Like you can quickly shift your.
Right, can shift. Do I know what's going to happen? Do I know what's going to happen? Maybe it's going to be a big hit. Right. And all of a sudden I say, hey, you know, you'll say, Dr. Rush, I really need a CTO. Can we hire Daniel to help us with, you know, some of these decisions? All of a sudden, hey, maybe we should get some counselors in here. Maybe we can get some people from the counseling center. Maybe they can be our partner. Right. All of a sudden we have to be agile. So it's going to be agility. And what else? It's going to be elastic. What does that mean? You're on a roll, Graham. What does elastic mean? Elasticity.
Like you can scale your resources quickly.
Yeah, scale. We can scale up, we can scale down. I can buy all of a sudden, Graham, I'm going to have to predict how we're going to do. I don't know how we're going to do, and I'm going to have to put all that money in. Graham, I don't want to put in any money yet.
Yep.
Right. So I want, you know, me on the cheap side. Let's go. Once we get revenues, I'll be happy to spend as much as you want. Right. But I don't want to spend it this is all going to go downhill. Right. And then cost savings, of course. I'm going to, as I consume it, right, deploy it, types of cloud computing. So notice this, Dylan. I have right here the types of cloud computing. Everything has AAS in it. Do you see that, Dylan? Dylan Henry? What does AAS stand for, you think?
I'm not totally sure.
Well, read it. What does it say? What does that say? Right here.
Like as a service.
Right. You know it. Just have to read it, right? You get so excited to say, oh, I don't know. We all don't know, right? We got to kind of in the guessing. So this is as a service. What does it as a service mean? It means it's over the internet, Dylan. So it means that it's over the internet. And how do I get over the internet? I go through a browser, right? And that's going to be a service provided to me as a business. Infrastructure as a service means basically that we don't have to buy all the computer and hardware. We don't have to buy all the data storage space. And you know it, Dylan, right? You have external data, right? Where do you get it from? Where do you get it from, Dylan?
Cloud.
Mm-hmm. Who provides that to you?
Like my phone, like Apple.
Right. They're giving you then that data storage space, infrastructure as a service. You just know it as, of course, you grew up with it, right? I always got my extra one from Apple. You just never thought that this is what it's called. Right, Dylan? So when you say you don't know, you know, but you didn't know that this is the terminology that they use. And for business, especially, you know, for your storage, and think about if you were a bank, think about if you're a university, right? They need all this storage space. In some ways, they have computers that they've bought that are stored in some building, that are stored in these rooms that take care of that. And notice what happens with that is they got to get what? Somebody to maintain it, somebody to check on it, somebody to update it. You remember, were you in the lab with me last month? last couple of weeks ago? Were you on the exam, Dylan?
Yeah, I was there for the exam.
Yeah, and you see what the problem was? I had to have 4 people come in to be our backup, including Daniel, right? Make sure that the hardware worked. And who are we? Some measly, 35 people. Can you imagine if I had 10,000, 100,000? The staff, and even that, did everything work smoothly, Dylan?
Yeah, it works smoothly.
For us, we had still issues, right? Some people, you remember, some of those computers didn't work. And how many times did I get, how many times did you check on it, Daniel? That hardware?
At least 3.
At least 3 times. Daniel, can you imagine that? I know already from my experience that if they tell me it's easy, no problem, what do I know, Dylan? I know that either they don't know what they're talking about or they're lying to me, because I know there's always issues, right? And Daniel knows it too. And Daniel, even I physically got him there, right, to check on it. And guess what, Daniel? What were the results? Did it work perfectly?
No. There were issues.
There were issues.
there's
We call
always
them issues, right? And we made sure that, and that's why, remember, Dylan, I asked you to bring your laptop? There was a reason. You remember? So now we can think about it, that infrastructure. Platform as a service. What is a platform? A platform, Dylan, is just like an operating systems. Windows, iOS, Mac. That's instead of, if I don't have that, if we're running some financial software that needs Windows. Do you have Windows on your machine, Dylan?
Mine.
What?
Not on my machine. I have a Mac.
Not on your machine. So in case that, you'd say, hey, listen, you would tell your service guys, hey, let's use platform as service. Let's run the software of Windows that we need. Let's run it in the cloud. And that's called platform as a service. You got it? And software as a service, Dylan, you know that. Tell me any application that you use every day. When you wake up, what applications do you use? When you look at your phone or you look at your laptop?
Like I don't know, like social media or like messages
Yeah.
or something.
All of that is what? Is that software as a service? And the way that you
Yeah.
know whether it is, do you have to have internet access to see it? If you have internet access, that's what software as a service is. And you remember when we were trying to do screen recording, what some of the screen recording could possibly be downloading it to your own laptop and using it there. That's not software as a service, but the majority is what? We're on Zoom right now. Is Zoom software as a service, Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can say, yeah, you know it. You don't even have to think about it, right? If you ask the right question, Dylan, what? Am I using the internet? Am I using a browser to get to it? Then it's software as a service. Who has to maintain it? Basically, the university doesn't have to maintain Zoom. People in Zoom have to maintain it. Could it be down? Alexa? Yes, that's the problem with the benefits. So basically, you can see here in this one, they're both, and then I can see Amazon is one of the key vendors, and it's called AWS, Amazon Web Services. That is the most, you've heard of Amazon, of course, Dylan, right? And have you ever ordered from Amazon? Probably, yes. But really, where they're getting the most of their revenue and their profitability is from this. AWS is all those platforms. That's a service that they're getting. Okay. And Microsoft then would be the same thing. They are called Azure. And Microsoft, what it is, it's the same idea that if I open them in a new tab, what is basically, guess what? What is cloud computing? Azure, you see where it says Azure there, Dylan? That's their company, Azure, and it's basically what? Cloud computing combined, and guess what? Server, storage, database, networks, analytic intelligence over what? The internet, the cloud, to offer what, Dylan? Faster innovation, flexible, that's agile, economies of scale, scalability. You pay only for cloud services. What does that mean? On demand, helping lower costs, and defining it, and the types, cost, speed, global, blah, blah, blah. Make sense? You see how this could be an open-ended question? giving the benefit, understanding the different, you can have a public cloud, you can have a private cloud, you can have a hybrid, and look at that. Now, if I ask you, Dylan, what is AAS? Of course, you know what that is. What is it? As a service. Everything's easy when you know it. And notice already it's chat with AI. You see here? They're already throwing in my AI. And the AI, of course, is going to be all part of this cloud computing. You got it? That's it. Questions? So you see how it comes back to you, Dylan? That now it makes sense. You know it even. You just never use those terms. When you see AAS, but now you know it. And when you speak with businesses, and then you say, hey, what are we going to do? You say, hey, listen, for all our business, for all our computers, for all our computing, let's use Amazon. A lot of the startups say, hey, we'll be on Amazon and we'll be on Azure. Because they say, hey, I don't want to do all my compute. I don't know what my business is going to be like. And even if I do know, it's going to save me what? It's going to save me time. Because Dylan, do you want to, if we're starting off, do you want to be hiring a whole IT staff? I don't. I don't even know if we're going to be successful. So what am I going to hire a whole bunch of people? And Graham, am I going to buy a whole bunch of computers that'll be outdated? I know. And what? Anytime I buy hardware, next year, there'll be a new one. Then
Yep.
who's gonna buy it when we say, when we decide? Anybody hear about 23andMe?
Yeah.
What happened today?
Oh, today?
They're bankrupt.
They went bankrupt?
They went bankrupt.
Not see that.
Hey, that's interesting. Didn't see that coming, right?
They don't sell the data.
It's
The
15
question is
million
that
people.
state of California, who's very strict, much stricter than Florida. Florida has no privacy rules whatsoever. But the state of California has put out a warning to anybody that's on 23andMe, go delete your data. Because just think about, first of all, they're not even a hospital, so they're not even HIPAA compliant, even though they say, we keep your data, Graham, and all this stuff. So think about all the, so, and they got millions when they started in there. That idea, didn't it sound, she's no dummy that was running this place. She was had a PhD and all this. As a matter of fact, she used to be married to the head of Google. That's just an aside, my gossip that I know. But she basically couldn't make it, and they were going to do things with everybody's DNA. You were going to do, it sounded lofty. They were going to use all this, your DNA, or you take your swab and you upload it. And then they were going to do medical research, do drugs. They had all these plans, Graham.
Yeah, I was on there. Like I did it in like 2016. So
Okay. So, and did you find anything new about yourself?
no, it's pretty boring.
Okay. So anyways, and did your whole family do it or just you?
The whole family.
Okay. So tell your family.
Yeah, I will.
Let them know at least you learned something in this class. That you were awake somehow in this class, that we should all go ahead and, you can look it up in the internet of just going into that website and delete. And supposedly they're going to give me a confirmation that they deleted it. Daniel knows me that I don't believe anybody until they verify, right? So the idea, even when they tell me I'm going to delete it, but hopefully I'm just thinking, with my DNA, it's not so bad, but maybe hopefully they're protecting my credit card and stuff. But anyways, so my point was that they were just, if you would have asked me a couple of years, I would have said, yes, invest in them. I know her, she's brilliant, she's in Silicon Valley. She has a lot of good connections, getting all those people. And doesn't it sound like a great idea? I mean, who in medical research, personalization of medicine, AI. But some things don't work out. Her sister, as a matter of fact, what's one of the,
Do you know if they're like restructuring or they're just like doing it?
I don't know. All I know is they're bankrupt, and all I know is that the governor of California, they announced get you, we tell all our California residents to delete your data. But you know, like sometimes when they do it, because it's enormous, but that's aside. Okay. But it's funny that I called on you on that I haven't. And I know a lot of people that you know, were telling me, oh, I'm so much, you know, percentage of this origin and that, you know, and it's interesting, but I have a tendency for this disease, that disease. No long. But it'll come back. I'm sure something like this will come back in another format. It's just execution. Okay. So Daniel, my voice is leaving me, so I'm gonna turn it over to you. Talk about what the students need for Wednesday. Alexa, you understand what we're gonna do on this Wednesday. Others of you can even kind of fool around with Vappy.ai and finding phone numbers, but that's what we're gonna do on Wednesday. So we need to do Wix, the first part for this Wednesday. It shouldn't take long, but everything is that you needed to vote. So Daniel,
Yes.
for you.
Share my screen. All right, so for Wednesday, it's pretty simple, just an introduction. Everyone is going to want to go to Wix.com and make a Wix account. It should be pretty simple. One person in each group needs to create a website. So I can walk through those steps. And we kind of
Yeah, can
already
you do
started
that?
it. Yeah, we kind of already started it a little bit the other day, but I'll give it a
Yeah,
go.
start it. So create a new site. Everybody create a new site. But what I
Well,
want you to
one
do is,
person
right, one person create a new site
per group, yeah.
per group. You started.
Um, so you guys can either choose to start with the chat or without the chat. Without the chat's a template, with the chat is AI. Professor, do
I
you have
would do
any
the AI
preference?
just to see how it works too.
Let's do the AI. So the site will be a consulting website where we offer packages of services, have an about page and a contact us page.
Don't we want to have a mission statement?
Yes. And on the home page, there will be a mission statement.
Do we want to have a show our team too?
Yeah, so the about us page, an about us
About in
page
our team, maybe.
with team members and pictures. Okay,
Okay.
I think that should work.
But you guys can figure out via the instructions.
Yeah, and even if you don't include it here,
Right.
you can always add that page.
Right.
It's not that difficult. What will be the name? Hmm. We can call it maybe sample, like just an idea, like a
Well, let's not call
or-
it sample. Let's say actually do it. So let's do it. I mean,
I can do the same one for my last one.
yeah. that.
Intel AI Gent.
You do it based on your own.
Target audience. Let's see, students of universities looking to start.
Is that our target audience?
That's just an idea for
Okay.
this one.
All right.
Anyone and any company will have a different target audience.
Right. And then it makes you
yeah.
think about it. And what I would even do is you can even do this. You could even do this with Zoom. Of
Yeah.
having one person like Daniel and having your other three people in your group. Everybody understand? The other three people in your group decide together what is going to be our not leave it to one person, but
Yeah.
basically get together. This should take less than an hour, right?
Oh yeah, this is much quicker than that.
Yeah, take it less than an hour, set up time like tonight or tomorrow, set this up, put it, what are the students who are the ones, go to the next one, and then just do it through Zoom, share your screen, just like we're doing now.
Yeah. So let's just say for this one, that's the target audience. You guys won't have your own. Let's see. Blog or e-commerce. No, I don't have those.
Okay.
Let's see. Makes them unique.
Okay.
Our team is working very hard to understand new AI software.
Okay.
All right, let's go to
Okay.
dashboard and see what it's done. So this is my, I guess, official one that I've already
Mhm.
made, and then
Yeah.
this is the temporary one.
Okay. So let's look at,
So creating or connecting a custom domain, that's something you'll do in the next assignment, so you don't have to do
Yeah.
it now.
I don't want you to, let's make a point here. I do not, and maybe you put that in a note somewhere, Daniel,
Yeah.
I do not want in this assignment you to do a custom domain yet. Because
Yeah.
basically, based on our phone numbers, do you understand that? Based on our phone numbers that we'll use with VAPI, maybe we can find something that will create our domain name that will be similar.
Yes,
Okay.
you guys will see with Appy, it's 10 phone numbers, and there is a chance that one of them will be a cool name. So if you don't get the cool name, well, then you'll make up a domain of your choice. And if you do get something, it would be nice to incorporate that somehow.
Yeah, somehow in the domain name, right? It would match, like 1-800 ChatGPT or like,
So we can go here to site and mobile app. Um, let's go back to home. Yeah, design site. So you can generate the design with AI or pick a template. This is separate from what we just did.
mhm.
Just generate the design.
At least it gets us started. You understand
Yeah.
it, Graham? What I like about the AI is you don't spend 2 weeks thinking about what's my mission statement. Then I can start changing it. That's what I like about it. Let's get started. And they may not do a good job. And of course, you're going to need to edit it. You can't just take it as is. That's what we have human intelligence for. And then maybe in another year, they'll get it better at this. That I won't even have to add that, get so good. This is just the beginning.
And I remember when I did it, I used AI and it was way worse than it is now. So there's
Yeah,
still a lot
no,
of
it's
improvement.
improving. And then you can also use other, like ChatGPT and others to even asset feed that into that one and get it better. Yeah, they're better. In the beginning, they were horrible.
Oh yeah, it was not good. And I think that's why Ellery was saying to use the template.
Yeah, at that time. But I want to do it because I want to explore. I want to be critical and seeing what they do well and what they don't, and then we can see how they advance, right?
Yeah.
She wanted it in terms of she's just looking, she's not looking at it as an educational point. I'm saying
Yeah.
let's use all the AI tools rather than other people say, oh, start from scratch. Right. And we see some things may not work. Or you're gonna see it. But what I do want you to do is once you do that, is show them how to fill it in, that upgrade.
Yes.
So if this is not working, I don't know.
I think it
Sometimes
is,
it's
but it's
not
quite
working.
slow.
I know it's
But I can show
that's
how
the
to
problem with
upgrade that.
Wix too. Wix is very slow.
Yeah.
I'm using them not because they're the best developers, but I'm using them because they've offered us a premium version of the business. But I just want to make sure that they see how to upgrade where they take out the code, because right this week the business has a sale of the 50%. You have to remove the code that's already there and put in our code. So maybe let's do that. Can we go back to your
Yeah,
dashboard?
I'm trying it. It just seems to be frozen.
Yeah,
I
that's
might have to.
that's one. Reload. Let's see. Changing may not be safe. Let's just even reload so we can see it. People can play around with it. And
Yeah.
sometimes if the AI is not working, just use the templates. You can start as many as you want, but only one person then can upgrade. Yeah, we may have to go back
You're
to show
logged
it.
into that website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we may be locked in. That's a
Yeah.
problem. You
I'm
see
trying
that?
to click off of it.
What?
It's stuck.
Yeah. Can you get another browser or
It seems to be
stuck
stuck.
everything?
Yeah. Trying to even close it. Yeah, everything's stuck.
What?
Even to, like Zoom is stuck. It's not good.
Right. Okay, let me just see. Can you stop sharing?
Oh.
Yeah, let me just see if I can share.
Okay, now it works. Now it works.
Okay, of course, because I said. Okay, hold on, share now.
Here we go.
Okay, great.
Let me refresh and it'll be there.
Okay, good. Okay, so show them
Okay,
also.
so
Let's see.
so assuming you're done with
Yeah.
setting up the website and everything, you
Yeah.
can click on upgrade.
This is where everybody needs to pay attention. You got that? Alexa, in this case,
And you're
everybody
going to want
notice
to
here.
use
You see this, Dylan? You want to use the business. Because what's the idea of the business? We get a free business. Everybody put that in your notes because you get a lot. You get business, elite, core, light. We want to do business because we get 10 collaborators. We get 100 gig of storage space. We get the standard marketing suite, and we get that free domain for a year. So that's what we want to do. So select that.
And you
Now
want to
make
select
sure.
yearly.
Make sure, put that also in your notes, Graham, is that you have the yearly, because sometimes they'll put you by default, they'll love it for 3 years or 2 years. Make sure we get it yearly because we want to get the discount of 0. And it says here, save $84, but I don't want to save $84. I want 0. So this is this. I don't even want your credit card. So here, enter promo code. You see
Yeah,
that
I'm
on
just
the
gonna
right?
find that promo code.
Yeah. So show them where they can get the promo code. Because this is the key.
Sure. It's just in the assignment on the second page.
Okay. In the assignment page of that PDF, you'll see the code.
You see, if you put this code in, it removes everything.
So
now you will have to
everybody
put a credit card in there,
no. So
but it
in
won't
this,
charge you.
they don't charge you, but this has to be 0. Tessa, you see that? So this,
Yes.
if it's not 0, do not do it. So make sure you take out, remove the previous code and use only the code that we got for this class. And then you submit. And then you can assign each of the members of your group. You can sign, thank you, Daniel. You can assign each of the members of your group to be what? Roles and permissions that you have. They have maximum roles and permissions that they can do other things. People then can do your team. You can see it. So you know what would be good now is go over the PDF and we can just, your instructions of your PDF. Everybody see that? And then you have it. And then you will have the preview and then you publish and you will then publish your site for Wednesday for Wix. Wix is part of your domain name. It's a subdomain because we don't want our domain just yet. Questions? in the chat, put your questions. So Daniel, you want to go to your instructions?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Okay. Business plan. So we don't want to pay $432. You got a Graham? Zero is the
There we
hero
go.
for us.
So this is the PDF. This is your assignment. And then down at the second page, right at the
Right.
top, this is the code. You guys can just copy that right off of here. And yeah, only one person per group.
This is the code.
I have a question, sorry. Um, if the subscription's for 12 months, does that coupon, like, do we have to cancel the subscription after the class?
You can, yes.
Yes.
Like, will it charge our credit
There's an
card?
option to turn
No.
off auto renew. So everyone is encouraged to do that, of course, and
Yeah.
we'll send out a reminder at the end of class.
Yeah, but you want to do it right. So Haley, are you the one that was speaking?
Yes.
Yeah, so Haley, make sure, put a note on your calendar that at the end of give it, at the end after we can review your exams, your project. So at the very end of the semester after exams, just cancel it. Don't cancel your auto renewal.
Okay, thank you.
But others, if you really want to take it, you have another, 9 months or whatever to use it. So other people, if it's really great, either you can pursue it as a business, or Haley, if it's so great, you can sell it to someone with the domain name and basically the website and the phone number and the chatbot, and they can take it over. You never know. Or you want to continue.
So-
But yes,
Everyone has to do, some things on the website, the homepage, all of that stuff. But before any of that happens, we encourage you to add everyone to the website. So to
Right.
do that, you go down here where it says settings. And you make sure you've selected the correct one. Here I selected the one I've already upgraded to premium. That way I can show you how to do it. You go to settings and then you scroll down to roles and permissions. And then here you can invite collaborators. So you just send.
you can make them co-owners.
Yeah, exactly.
Or go up a little bit, or you can make them website designers, I guess, that they can do it also. They just can't do the billing part.
Yeah.
So you can make them website managers as well.
Yeah, this wouldn't let them see your billing data.
Billing,
It would
right.
just allow them if they wanted, to add the billing or something like that.
Yeah, add additional one. So you can do what admin or website manager, right?
Yeah.
Probably the best is admin.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So then as far as editing the site, I'll go into my other one.
And this is the site that Daniel did when he was a student in my class. And
Yes.
AI was much less, and that wasn't that long ago. What was that, a year ago?
That was a year ago, yeah.
A year ago, and
Crazy
how
how much has
much has
changed.
gone, right?
Yeah. So say you wanted to add an about page and have your members. You can go to pages and menu, and you can just add a menu item. Say a new page. And then you can select what that would look like. This is just general page templates. Of course, you're going to change that anyway. Or you can even add a blank page and do it all yourself.
It's up to you. And then you can change everything on it. But it's slow today. But anyway, everybody got the idea? Any questions? You can unmic yourself if you have any questions. So this is due for Wednesday. But what I suggest you do is just do it via Zoom, have one person kind of do it and do it together. And then add, your pictures and things like that you had done. Anytime you add stuff, this is like super slow. Okay. So, are we stuck here? Daniel? Any questions? So Daniel, you want to unlink? I think we lost, Graham, do you think we lost Daniel? He froze?
Yeah.
I think he froze. Okay, so let me do this. Hopefully I can't, this will stop other screen sharing. I'm going to say yes. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen. And now I'm going to go to attendance. And I'm going to go to check-in. Check-in. Start check-in. 6024. So sign in to check-in. Stay with me if you have additional questions. Otherwise, we'll see each other on Wednesday. And I thank my moderators. And Dylan, I gave you a hard time, but see, you succeeded, right?
What
One
was the code
pardon
again? I'm sorry.
Pardon?
What was the code again?
6024.
I apologize, my computer crashed while I
It's
was doing
okay.
that.
You want to put in the chat, Daniel? 6024.
Sure.
We figured that as much. Of course, it happened, right?
Yes.
Right when you're sharing. What else is new, huh? When they tell me there's no problems with technology,
I
no
know.
issue, right?
Well, I think it was just I was using too much RAM.
Yeah. Whatever it is, we met. That's why it's good backup, right? Backup of people, backup of recovery. You came back.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wix uses a lot of RAM.
Yeah. Wix is notoriously too slow. Okay. We're set. Stay with me if you have questions. Otherwise, have a good day. We'll look forward to the next edition. And Graham, now you can share with your family.
Yes, I would.
Good.
Is there an attendance thing?
What?
Or is there an attendance code?
Yeah, it's in the
It's
chat.
in the chat.
6024.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see who is left. Let me stop recording.